Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Top. I am your host, Anthony Bonet, and joining me for this ride, Kara Guillaume.
Hello.
Right next to her, Sarah Main.
Hi.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
How y'all doing? How y'all feeling today?
Feeling good.
Feeling okay. We had a bit of a rough start, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. If you're watching at home the video version, you'll see that we're in a little bit of a different environment here. That's because there was a little scheduling mix-up with our normal studio, so now we are in what we like to call the closet. The closet.
Improvisation.
Yeah.
And then the camera didn't work, so our poor videographer had to run home and get her camera, and now she's like sitting outside of the room. In her own, we don't even have the door shut right now.
No.
Yeah.
Anybody
kind of embarrassing.
Anybody can come in and just ruin the recording straight up.
Like, this is so not professional.
Yeah, it's.
Can you tell this is a student podcast? We're learning.
We're learning.
But here's the magic though. If you're just listening, then we sound completely normal, completely fine. So
you can just pretend we said none of that, and we're super professional, and none of that happened.
Right.
So listeners at home, status quo, professional, perfect podcast. We
Yes.
are
That's off the top.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're off the top in everything that we do, all right? When it comes to recording studio, like nothing phases us. I mean,
Not at
doesn't
all.
matter. We can get blown off the top of a tree and we'll land on our feet.
Okay. Before we actually get started, I want to talk about what was going on in the office today.
Okay.
Because the energy was just immaculate.
It was so insane.
So we recently upgraded to Slack Pro because we're bougie.
Yeah.
We got the money.
I guess we have money now.
Yeah.
Shout out New Biz, shout out Laurent. And we discovered all the automations you can do on Slack, and we were literally like kids in a candy store,
Insane.
like making what was some of the automations that we made?
Yeah. No.
Every time somebody says dog, then the dog emoji comes out.
A bunch of dog
those are
emojis
actually
lined up.
like, but we made those dog emojis. Those are actual people in the agencies. That's their dogs.
So you can like submit your dog. Like you have to submit your dog. Like
I put it now. People can like give shout outs. There's like a little form automation for it. It's like super cute. We're obsessed with it.
If somebody leaves their ID at home and they need to get left in, then Slackbot was like, no.
Slackbot tells them automatically. If somebody says, "Can you let me in?"
Snackbot brings you snacks.
Slackbot automatically tells them, you should have remembered your ID.
Right.
And that's just, we created a whole personality for Slackbot. I bet they're still going right now.
every time someone talks about graduation, Slackbot says you are never leaving. So
Slackbot is actually just being programmed to take over the world at some point. We're programming the end of humanity, unfortunately, inadvertently.
By tomorrow, all of our agency operations will be automated through Slack. So just
entirely.
Oh my God. Well, I'd like to see Slackbot try to do a podcast.
Sure. Don't underestimate Slackbot. She can do a lot. As we have discovered.
Slackbot's going to be the next guest on the episode.
Can Slack sponsor us? Can we get free Slack Pro?
Slack merch?
Send us some Slack merch.
No shade.
Slack is not listening.
No shade, but free Slack Pro is just Discord. Anyway, Kara, what do you do at the agency?
I am the hiring coordinator here at the agency, and then I'm also a project manager. So working more on the internal stuff this semester and this year as a whole, but it's been super fun overseeing recruitment. We just got a bunch of new hires, so super exciting.
Sarah, what do you do?
I'm an account supervisor, started in the media department, and now I'll be taking over as operations manager of external affairs next year. So super excited for that. Taking your job, Jenna.
It's being passed on. The torch is being passed on.
Big moves.
Yes, of course.
And I'm also taking her desk. I'm super excited for that.
Oh. It's so cool that you guys get your own desks.
I know.
Really
I feel so important. It inflates my ego too much.
The only negative I think is just the Macs. I'm not a big Mac user.
Really?
That's
controversial.
Okay, so my my school district turned into like an Apple district. So starting in middle school, we all got like the middle schoolers got take home MacBooks.
Are you serious?
But they were the white ones. They were like the white ones. And then when we got to high school, everybody got take home like MacBook Airs.
What?
I don't know who funded that.
I don't know what school you went to.
But Flagler County, bougie, but Flagler County is actually doing really bad on the news right now and that's a whole nother topic.
Wow.
Like super, they don't like gay people. It's essentially, it's not good, but
damn.
I did get a MacBook, and now
That's good,
I don't
at
think
least.
I can use anything else. Like I know Mac, and like I'm down that train of.
Oh, I'm Apple all the way.
I don't.
So are you Android user?
Oh yeah, I have a Samsung.
Absolutely.
That is like so embarrassing.
Red flag.
I was gonna ask if he used Apple Music over Spotify.
He definitely can't use Apple Music.
Use that.
I like the Apple Podcast app back when I had an iPhone, but no.
Oh, so you did have an iPhone?
Yeah, I had an
So
iPhone.
why'd you switch over?
Because iPhone sucks.
Even if it did, I'd still use it.
Oh no, of course. I mean, look,
Steve Jobs has a hold on me.
iPhone doesn't suck. I just like the Android system better. And yeah, I mean, if you're already bought into the whole system, you got the phone, you got the computer, you got the ID, the cloud, then
AirPods.
I recently found out that if you're like connected, if you copy and paste something, like if you copy on your laptop and then you can paste it on your phone.
Yes.
I recently
I do
found
that
out.
all the time.
It changed my life.
Yeah, for links, it's so easy when it's like on my phone and I'm like, I want this on my computer. Copy, paste it right into my Mac, right there on the big screen.
I'm sure all the Android users that are listening will have my back.
I'm sure most of us are Team Apple.
Yeah.
So if you're an
by
Android
yourself
user,
there. Well,
red
actually,
flag.
Mark, our what's his role? Accounts director. Sorry, Mark.
Catching him on a future episode.
He's an Android user, and we all get on him for it.
Let's go, Mark. Let's go, Mark.
So you guys can bond over that on the next episode.
He actually did get an iPhone and was testing it out to see if he would potentially be willing to switch. And then he was like, I think I'm going to switch back. And I was like, Mark, no.
It's just
like, you have the iPhone. Like, keep it.
It just costs so much. Just time. It's so much time.
No, it's not. It's so compatible.
You guys ruined group chats for us. Now we have to have all these other apps for group chats because you can't get
No, you know what I do? I just don't text those people.
I don't put them in the group chat if you have an Android.
Listen, if you're worried about green text bubbles, bro,
it's
there's so much more things to worry about than a green text bubble. Are you kidding me?
It's just
you know what?
unappealing.
I don't have to worry about green text bubbles. You know why? Because I can change the colors of all the text bubbles on my phone.
Wow.
Don't care. Don't care. Still gonna use Apple.
Android users, please write in. Tell us why you love using Android. And Apple users, don't write in.
How about the other way around?
Comment if you love Apple and you're under their under their spell.
So just a reminder for everybody, you can find this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, video version on YouTube, video version on Spotify now as well though. We got that video on Spotify.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but yeah, we were putting some video up on Spotify. I was like, oh shoot. Like we got video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, cool. So
awesome.
You can also see our faces on Spotify as well.
The way we both looked at the camera at that moment.
Hi, Mom.
Oh.
Okay. So let's just jump right into kind of the meat of the show, the topics of conversation that we have to bring. And I'm gonna start it at the top. I'm gonna go with kind of the order that we have.
Off the top.
From the top rope. So I wanted to talk about ads. Shocker.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It's almost like we're a PR and advertising agency.
Question mark.
That's weird.
Yeah, interesting.
Who would have thought? Ads specifically on YouTube, everybody's favorite / most annoying video production consuming platform. Even as a marketing major and working in an ad agency, I'm human. I get annoyed by ads every now and then. I don't think anybody ever doesn't get annoyed by ads unless you're specifically seeking them out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm kind of weird where I like to listen to radio ads sometimes because it feels nostalgic. But on YouTube, when I'm on YouTube, I just want to watch my videos, and I've been noticing over the past 2 years specifically, a huge uptick in the number of ads that I'm getting on YouTube. And there's actually very good reason for this. And that's because in 2020, actually, YouTube changed its policies where they would start putting ads on videos that even weren't a part of the YouTube partner program. So before, your video would only get monetized ads on it if you played by their terms of service, or if you were part of the partner program, and then you get a share of those funds. But now, as of 2 years ago, the YouTube put forward they exerted their right to monetize. They're the platform holder, so they have a right to make money on any video that's put on their platform.
So those people aren't getting paid.
No, so if you're demonetized, you will still have videos, ads on your videos, and you won't get paid.
Oh my God.
Oh my
if I saw
God.
that there was ads on my videos and I wasn't a partner, I'd be a partner
Absolutely
so
not.
quick.
Yeah.
I would sign up for the partner program so quick.
Yeah, and
Most definitely.
Even, I mean, YouTube could even have your thing. Well, if you're demonetized, I don't think you get any ads on a video at all.
Yeah.
But if you're an upstart YouTuber, you have to hit like some certain thresholds to be able to be considered for the partner program. But even if you don't meet those, YouTube can't put an ad on their thing. And then so it's that, and then on top of that, there's the double ads now. You get 2 ads in
and I'm
one
like,
ad
absolutely
I think
not.
I'm like pretty used to it, but the one that really gets me is like, it's like, okay, skip ad. And then the next one is like a minute and 30 seconds and I can't skip it.
And I'm like,
the ones
what
that
is
you
the
can't
point?
skip bother me because 10 seconds, I'm like, all right.
I'm like, I can deal with it.
All right. But then when I can't skip it, I get bad.
Yeah, no, same.
Do you guys ever watch a YouTube ad in its entirety?
Like maybe once in a blue moon, if I'm being 100% honest. Like I almost always skip it.
Like, obviously, if I can't skip it, I'm watching the whole thing.
Right.
But I am very big on when I'm going to sleep at night, I play YouTube videos. And that's why I have all my random facts that I know because I watch just the randomness YouTube videos to fall asleep. But I also listen to crime stories to fall asleep.
What?
I just think they're so interesting.
Nightmare?
But
You must have great dreams.
beautiful. Anyways, I'll let you read my dream journal.
Oh my God.
But I'm like, I have my phone like laying down. I usually have my eyes closed, so I'm not gonna go skip it. Right. I mean, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
But I'll just listen to the ad. It's white noise at that point.
No, seriously.
I feel like every once in a blue moon, I'll watch an entire YouTube ad, but that's because it's the kinds of ads that I think could be videos like in their own right.
Gotcha.
Like sometimes I haven't gotten a PragerU ad in a while, but every now and then a PragerU ad would come on and be like,
that?
Prager University is like this conservative YouTube channel, and they have like 4 to 5 minute videos.
I think we have different
And they put
configurations for what ads we get. I don't get that.
No, they go a lot of different kinds of people get these. I don't know. I don't know. So they would put an entire video as an ad, and if that ever came out, I'd be like, well, okay, let's
Video
see,
like
let's
how
see.
long?
Like a 4 or 5 minute video.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, okay, let's see what they're talking
honestly,
about.
sometimes those YouTube ads are like interesting.
Yeah, if
Yes.
they're interesting,
I
I'm not
wait a little
skipping.
bit.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll be like,
I'll be
wait.
like, okay, wait, what do you
I'll
say?
give you 20 more seconds
Yeah,
to entice me.
literally, and then I'm like,
Okay, yeah,
skip.
no, oh yeah.
But sometimes I'll wait a little bit.
Yeah, it depends.
I'm like, wait,
Am I feeling
I'm at the end
this?
of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they build up a story. It's kind of like it's like content marketing at that point. Right?
Yeah.
Like you make a video that's good enough to keep, and then I'll like get back to the original video. Like if it's a mid-roll ad, and so in the middle of this other
and
video,
I'll be like, oh, I forgot I was watching that.
Yeah, like, where am I? Like where?
Got lost in the other world.
It's like when you take a nap in the middle of the day and you wake up and it's like, what year
What
is
is
it?
going on?
It's
Where
still,
am
it's
I?
Still daylight out. It's nighttime now, and I just woke up from a nap. What is it?
You wake up from a nap and you're like, oh my God, I'm late for school the next morning. But it's really just like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And you think it's 6 a.m.
So do you guys think that there's too many ads being put on YouTube now? Like, do you guys ever feel like it's getting to an egregious point?
I think at some points I do, but I also understand. I think it's like routine at this point where it's expected and it's almost like it's not even a shock anymore. It can be a lot of ads, but it doesn't feel like it's a lot of ads just because I expect ads more frequently, more and more as the days go on. So, yeah, it's a little excessive, but I think we're all kind of desensitized to the fact that there's going to be ads. So,
You know, I really don't mind. I feel like I only really get ads at the beginning. Like, I've noticed lately that I really haven't been getting ads in the middle.
Interesting.
Which is weird. And I think I heard there's a reason for that. I don't know the reason. I wish I did, because that'd be interesting right now. But I, like, kind of stopped getting them in the middle. Like, I'll get one in a blue moon in the middle, but not really. So
Yeah, I mean, I watch, like, longer vlogs and videos like that.
yeah, I watch longer videos, too, to go to sleep. My crime stories. An hour long of like 911 calls.
What?
They're so interesting.
That's interesting.
Oh,
I've never
crazy.
gone down that rabbit hole, but definitely not before bed.
So just to be clear, Sarah Main listens to 911 calls
Yeah.
to put her mind at rest as she's winding down from her long, stressful day at the
I'm like
agency.
I'm like literally addicted to my phone, so I just need like stimulation at all time, content, baby, content.
Yeah.
Like I need something. Like I watch YouTube videos while I'm eating. I watch YouTube videos while I'm cooking.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude.
While I'm washing the dishes.
Oh my
One of my
God.
favorite,
When do you not watch YouTube?
One of my favorite
TikTok,
memes.
but then it's like if I can't watch TikTok because I have to keep scrolling, it'll be a YouTube.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memes is like that scene from at the end of Up where where I don't remember the character's name. It's the old guy gives the Russell.
Gus?
The old man, the main character.
Yeah,
What is his name?
The old man. I forgot his name.
The old man gives the badge to Russell at the end. He's like, "This is the highest honor I can bestow upon you," and it's that, but instead it's like a YouTube video, me watching the YouTube video while I'm eating. This is the highest honor I can bestow upon you.
That's funny.
So you mentioned that you think we're getting desensitized, Kara, to the ads. Is that what do you think that is? And do you think? Well, obviously, that question could be answered pretty easily because there's just more.
Exactly.
And just more and more. More
and more ads.
You get like it's just more and more like you drip feeded more and more and more. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get probably like 4 ads in one ad.
Oh yeah,
at some point.
it's expected.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like billboards. Like I'm sure when that first started happening, people were like, "Whoa, what's that?"
Billboard,
But now
it's like okay,
it's almost
cool.
like it's you don't.
I don't even
see
read it.
You
Same
don't even
thing.
read like you see it, but you don't read it. I feel like it's the same with all the ads that are on the site that you're on. Like you see them, but you're not really paying attention to them.
Right.
At what point would you feel that it's getting excessive?
Yeah. I mean, would I even argue that now it's getting excessive? Again, yes. But again, if I'm not paying attention to it, I don't think it really affects the way I consume content. Like an ad isn't really going to stop me from... I think with music, it's a completely different thing. Like, if my music is being interrupted, like absolutely
I will
not.
pay for Spotify
I think that's why we all have premium for the most part.
But I will never pay for YouTube Premium. You cannot do anything.
That's what I'm saying. It's something about the video.
I'm like, it's just why?
I won't. I refuse.
Why?
Like, and I also think that's very interesting because I feel like a lot of people would probably share this opinion, but when it's a video, the ads aren't as annoying. I think we're used to it from like even like TV, you know?
Yeah, and they get more creative, but you know, radio ads or podcast ads. It's like,
oh my God.
Hi, this product does this.
Yeah,
you can buy it by going to this website. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Can you get creative with it a little bit?
Yeah.
It's harder.
I agree. But I think with the videos, it's a lot like more expected. And I don't know if that stems from maybe like just TV and the way we grew up watching TV a lot. But then there's also the aspect of like binging shows and just being able to watch a show like nonstop and be immersed in that show or movie and in long form content purposes. But when I think about it in terms of, again, the YouTube videos, it's not really bothersome. It is excessive, I would argue, in some points, but not excessive enough to the point where I'm not going to watch it. And I think it's because it's video, which is definitely interesting.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, it's easier to, the video is a good point. And I do think, it is kind of a holdover maybe. Like, it's funny because the kind of the boomerang is coming back around, right? Where we used to, I was just talking about this with my roommate the other night, last night. Yeah. So how we used to, our attention spans used to be so much different, so much longer. I mean, we used to, if you're watching an episode of SpongeBob, right? Like everything was broken up into like 30-minute chunks, but each 30-minute chunk is one half.
Actually, SpongeBob was 15 minutes.
Right. Two things were paired together into a 30-minute chunk.
That's true.
So like 30-minute time slot. And then in one 15-minute episode of SpongeBob, maybe 3 minutes was ads.
Exactly.
So a fifth of your time watching that was just spent through, and you couldn't do anything. You can skip.
Really quick sidebar about SpongeBob. Were you guys allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid?
Yeah.
You were
I was.
Okay,
but there are
'cause I was
people
gonna say.
that didn't watch SpongeBob
Yeah,
as
I
a
think
kid.
that's so
and it
interesting.
really says a lot about their personality. It does. There's SpongeBob kids and not SpongeBob kids.
What are the non-SpongeBob kids like?
Well, I think it's easier to say SpongeBob kids are the funny ones. Like,
Agree. Fully
we're
agree.
the funny ones.
I feel like I need to specify. Be a non-SpongeBob kid for one of the episodes of the podcast, and we'll test it out. We'll test it out. Let's see.
It's so annoying when somebody doesn't get the SpongeBob reference. Because there's a SpongeBob reference for everything.
See, but that's the thing. Like, I watch SpongeBob, but like, would I say I'm a SpongeBob stan? Absolutely not. Like, there's
wouldn't say I was a SpongeBob
but there's
stan,
definitely a
but I
lot of
know
like
those
references that I probably wouldn't know. Even though I did watch SpongeBob like a lot as a kid.
I mean, even the people who weren't watching SpongeBob were still sitting through a ton of ads.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to think how we go from, this, not having on demand. Like, oh, is there anything good to watch on TV? Oh no, there isn't. You're beholden to the guide, to the TV schedule.
Guide.
And that was completely different. The guide.
The guide was my guide.
The guide, man.
The guide was my homie.
Having a guide.
Wait. Were we all in Florida? Did we all grow up?
I grew up in Florida.
So we probably had like the same channels for Nickelodeon. Oh
yeah.
Disney.
It was like 59.
It depended on the cable.
No, we did not have 58.
It depends on the cable provider.
What were yours?
I think mine was 58.
I had Comcast and then Dish.
I had Comcast.
My channels were 34, 35, 36.
Oh no, those were definitely not mine. Mine was, I know 58.
That's the only channels the kids learn. Like the first numbers that you learn are the channel numbers for.
You go, well, yeah, you start counting.
58 was Disney. And then I think 61 was Nickelodeon.
35 was Disney, 34 Nickelodeon, 36 Cartoon Network.
Crazy.
Kids.
Actually, yeah. Wait, I think it might have been 59, 60, 61 then.
It's something around
something
that.
like that.
These kids these days.
It was 59.
Kids these days
I think
don't
it
have
was
to memorize channel numbers.
They
Isn't that
have
crazy?
Coco Melon on demand.
Literally.
You can put Coco Melon on whenever you
Honestly,
want.
I get it. It's very stimulating.
Yeah,
it's
no.
like very.
It's just you're just constantly getting berated with stimulus now.
Yeah, they can watch their favorite cartoon all day.
Literally,
they don't have to wait for
24/7.
it.
The more that our control over what we watch has gone up, the more ads have increased. Like that's the more opportunity for ads to come up, which is interesting how that curve has gone. Because it used to be very minimal ads, but then ads over time growing more and more. And with YouTube, it gets annoying, but at the end of the day, it's acceptable because it is free to use.
Right.
And there's that famous saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product.
Right.
So there's a reason why there's ads, and I don't know how many ads would need to be to get me to stop using YouTube. I don't think I'll ever stop using YouTube.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
I agree.
But when it comes to there's a tangential subject to this, which is ads in paid stuff like Hulu. You pay for Hulu, Paramount Plus. You pay for that, and you're paying for tiers that have ads in them, and that is just unacceptable.
Oh no,
that's unacceptable.
I think
it
it's
better
annoying.
be straight content.
Yeah, but I also don't want to get Hulu Premium, so I just deal with it. The metaverse, like people are talking about what that is going to look like with ads. Like there's already like companies branding things in the metaverse. I really don't know much about the metaverse, which
it's
need.
insane.
The metaverse.
I feel like
it's mind-blowing.
I feel like grandma when the internet came out with the metaverse. I think I needed to do my research on this.
The metaverse is literally just games, but applied to things that aren't games. Like if you look up a job description, like metaverse developer or anything, it is identical to a game development thing.
Actually, there's an event coming up, a degree, like the deodorant company. They're like really big on pushing like inclusivity for disabled people, or on the metaverse or whatever. Like they were like really pushing inclusivity with everything really, but they're doing like the first marathon in the metaverse. And they have like two influencers that are like in the Paralympics, and I guess they have like a really big following. I wish I could remember the names right now. And yeah, it's like, I don't know how that works, but people can create their avatars and participate. They're also making sure that there's like non-binary options for the avatars and like all these customizations. Oh, wow. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was describing Roblox earlier. If I were to describe Roblox without calling it Roblox, then it would just sound exactly like what a metaverse is. People go on Roblox and you create a world that is shared with other people, and there's Roblox currency, there's Roblox, all these communities online. The extra step that's being taken and why it's being so special now is because there's blockchain technology that's more advanced and getting utilized more. Things like NFTs and digital ownership is becoming more of an outward thing. But this stuff really isn't anything. It's new because business people are getting their hands on it, and they're starting to understand it more. So it's becoming more of a business buzz. Once things become business buzz terms, and you start hearing them all the time, and this is new. No, this has been around for a long time.
Yeah, it was like the person who coined
decades. It's been around for decades.
No, the person who coined the word metaverse, it was like in a book, like way long ago. Probably not even way long ago. Like I'm saying way long ago. It was like 1960s. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, with ads being everywhere, even in metaverse. We're even seeing I mean, there's something that is to be talked about with ads being so pervasive. Things and that's like things at music festivals.
Yeah.
Where I mean, people are calling things like Coachella.
Yeah.
That the Coachella this year more of a brand showcase rather than it is music. Centric.
Yeah. So I've been seeing a lot of talk about how Coachella this year in 2022 was more of a content festival as opposed to a music festival, meaning that people there were not really enjoying the music. It seemed like no one was really there for the music. When performers were on stage, it was very much low energy in the crowds. A lot of people on social media being like, what I would give to be here right now in this crowd. Like, they're so ungrateful. Like, I would be crying. Like, I should be up there. Like, all these people pay all this money just for pictures and
Literally,
photos.
the Coachella crowd got Harry Styles singing Medicine?
Literally.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
That's an unreleased song.
Yeah. And I mean, the people performing at Coachella, I mean, it's a dream. Like, going to Coachella for me is the ultimate dream. I am a big concert gal, so really my ultimate serotonin boost is from concerts. I love music, but experiencing them live, being in the crowd with everyone who's also,
my first concert was this past year.
Really?
It was the Harry Styles concert.
Oh my God, that was your first concert? I saw you there,
honestly
I remember.
never been to a concert. I wanted, there was like 8 agency people there.
Yeah.
Like we
and
all
so we met up at the end.
We have
took
a picture.
Yeah.
Like agency is very much Harry Styles fans.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, that was my first concert. I loved it.
That's so interesting. Yeah,
I wasn't able to. I was gonna go to more like when I got into college, but you know,
of course, the pandemic. Yeah, really took away a lot from us. It's my favorite hobby. I've been to about 70. So
70 concerts?
Yeah, 70 concerts.
Do you save your tickets?
So yeah, I have my tickets in a little like memory box.
Awesome. She does so many like she was.
Yeah, I do not pay for a lot lot of them. Like my best friend and I will like win them on the radio.
Nice.
Yeah, I do contests and things like that. So
teach us your ways.
But when I do have money, I do splurge for like my favorite artists. I actually recently saw Justin Bieber twice. I saw him in Jacksonville and in Miami.
She's the biggest Justin Bieber fan.
No, you think you're a believer? You're not. You're not. If you think you are not.
Kara's gonna come after you if you slander the believer.
Don't even try. Don't even come for Justin Bieber, or I will run after you. But anyways, yeah. So that was the most recent concert I've been to. Have a couple more lined up for the year, hopefully.
So as a huge concert goer, a connoisseur of concerts, I think we can call you now.
Yeah.
After going to 70.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
70, that's crazy. How old are you?
22.
22? 70?
Yeah.
Geez, that's more than, I've never.
I went to my first one in 2010. So like
70 concerts in
10 years.
Jeez.
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah. Oh, wow. 12. I'm so bad at math.
That is really crazy.
2022. So with Coachella being really seen as like this huge, it reminds me of the whole like the hippie movement selling out type of thing, where it started off as this, having its own identity, being kind of counterculture stuff, but now it's very much in culture, mainstream,
most definitely
stuff. So I mean, how do you as a concert connoisseur feel about the pervasiveness of ads and brands and taking focus away from the music and putting more towards this stuff?
I don't know if I would go as far as to say that it's the brand's fault. I think it's the creators. I think today with
more influencers taking over
so
brands,
is it so not Coachella the organizers but the people involved, the people participating?
Yeah, so essentially a lot of brands will host events that are like festivals that align with Coachella. So it'll be like an event that a lot of the influencers will go to before Coachella. For example, Revolve probably had like the most well-known situation because they did have an instance. They essentially had a whole Revolve festival, which had like carnival rides, a couple performers there as well, and then all the influencers kind of went there first, typically like before going to Coachella, and would meet up there and do those are content festivals. Yeah,
so
people are
Revolve
taking
one though. It got like really bad.
Yeah, because they invited so many influencers. Like essentially every influencer that I keep up with was at that event, and they did not have enough transportation. So people were literally being trampled to get onto the bus to get to the Revolve festival. So that was a whole shit show within itself.
And you don't imagine being a brand and inviting a bunch of influencers who document
everything,
every second of their life.
Yeah.
And you and you fuck up like that.
Right. So you have influencers literally like Revolve Fest was a mess. Like I couldn't breathe. Like that honestly was so much.
Influencers to go to something to get publicity for yourself.
Exactly.
But you're getting free bad publicity.
Literally. And I mean, the next day, they obviously quickly realized their mistake and had like way more buses available, hired way more staff like last minute to really make sure that they were getting people to the Revolve Festival safely. But the first day, the publicity from the first day alone was enough to ruin their rep.
They were calling it was like the Fire Festival, they would say.
Fire Festival Part 2, which
that's the worst
we all
thing
know
you could
about
say.
that story. But comparing that to the Fire Fest is, I mean, so that was a whole thing. But I definitely think it's smart of brands to kind of host those festivals in terms of content. But I think so many of the influencers that are attending these pre-festival events and then heading to Coachella, once they get to Coachella, they're still taking videos for their vlogs. They're still taking pictures all together, and they're not really being there for the music, which, I mean, the experience of Coachella would be the most, I mean, they literally have A-list performers, top performers that essentially we all would love to see. So I think a lot of fans and people on social in general were just frustrated seeing these influencers who are sent to these events for a lot of times for free with brands. So a lot of brands will sponsor these influencers and again, pay for them to go to Revolve and post in the Revolve outfits to show that they're there with Revolve or Dior or whatever brand it is that's dressing them or whatever brand it is that's sponsoring them being there. And a lot of the pre-parties are a way for them to further enforce that they're the ones sending these creators. But to see these creators go for free and then it seems as though they're not even enjoying it and they're not grateful for the opportunity to experience this music live and in such a crowd with A-list performers with like incredible stage setups and everything. That's the frustrating part for a lot of fans, including myself, of artists, to see that.
I feel like it's almost like turning kind of what the Met Gala is for celebrities. Like nobody knows what the Met Gala is.
Literally, no.
for.
What is it? Tell me. What's the Met Gala?
What do you think it is? A celebrity fashion show.
That's what it is.
Coachella is an influencer fashion show. Nobody's talking about the music.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about
the
outfits, the influencers,
and how much
the
they
events,
ordered and who they ran into
and who's
who they
headlining
were with,
maybe, but not
actually.
not
I
about
was
the
a performer,
experience.
right? It's all for show. It's all the content. It's the wristbands on the wrists. It's the photos, the outfits, the styling. How did people dress? Who were they with? Who were they seen with? Who's in their vlogs? What content did they take?
Just a bunch of surface level kind of bullshit.
I think there was definitely like an evolution for this, though. It's not something that Coachella necessarily did.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go as far as to blame Coachella.
Was just the music festival.
I wouldn't spare Coachella though. I mean, it's because Coachella runs the thing. That is their show. They could theoretically.
Well, when you're the biggest music festival,
when you're the biggest music,
you can get the biggest artists, and you're gonna get like they're not gonna say no to that.
Of course.
You know,
but they don't control inviting. They don't invite influencers.
Yeah, they don't invite influencers. Influencers get sent.
But Coachella, if they wanted it to be more about the music experience, then they can say something like, I mean, there are people, like there's comedians, for example.
Yeah.
When they do a show, like everybody turn your phones off. Like put your phones or put your phones in this bucket before you come in. We'll keep it safe for you. When you leave, you can have it back. But while you're in here, you're paying attention to what we're doing.
Right.
Coachella can do something if they wanted to.
I would be mad though. Honestly,
especially
I wouldn't want to go.
Influencers, like no, but their phone is their lifeline. Yeah, even for myself too. Like I would want.
I'm not an influencer, but I want my phone. I want to document that experience for myself. Right. So I'd be mad if something that I'm buying tickets for is going to tell me that I can't have my phone.
If you think about it too,
in 2022, I can't have my phone.
Right, and I mean the content is the promo, it's the hype, it's seeing where people are. Again, I'm not saying that the content is not helping. It's, if anything, this benefits Coachella.
I'm saying
because people want to go just to be, a lot of times now there's the draw of Coachella of going just to be in the crowd with those people.
Right.
To be at an event with the A-listers, the influencers, with the people that you care about, which again takes away from the music, but at the end of the day, they still have headliners and they still have the people that do care for the music. But I think a lot of the focus is just more concentrated around the outfits, and that's a blatant thing. And even influencers themselves I've seen a couple on TikTok talk about their experiences with Coachella this year in 2022 and talk about how they also agree that it was a content festival and that they did miss a lot of their favorite performers or were more invested in the outfits because that's what they were there for. They were like, this was a work trip. You know, my job was to photograph my outfits that Revolve sent me. My job was to get content out and tag Revolve in them, you know? So I really do think that there's that aspect of thinking about the fact that people posting about them at Coachella and just focusing on their outfits is, again, bringing more promo to Coachella. And, why would Coachella hate that?
So is that taking away from the music?
Now, I think it takes away from the music if you let it take away from the music, but I think that the majority of the people that are in that crowd are not there for the music. I think the focus is being taken away for those that don't enjoy the concert for what it is.
They're there for the concept of Coachella.
The outfits,
the concept of Coachella that has come to be.
Here's how they described it. Content at the center, music in the background. So yeah, of course, the performers are singing, people are dancing in the background, whatever, but they're not watching the performer. They're not watching Harry. They're taking a video of themselves with their friends with Harry in the background. That's what it's been giving. That's what it's been giving.
It's giving
totally content festival with music festival in the background.
But I think it's interesting that it started as not overrun with influencers. It was a lot of mainstream celebrities there. I can't get the picture of Vanessa Hudgens there out of my head. The iconic boho outfit was what it started with. And then I think 2011, 2012 is when YouTubers started to go. And then that became a thing, and then it snowballed to, the Instagram influencers, the TikTok influencers.
Especially during the pandemic, as a lot more influencers have arisen, especially in the realm of fashion, which a lot of Coachella is the look, the outfit, how you're being dressed. A lot of these fashion brands like Dior and Revolve have taken, and Shein even did a pop-up thing where they were dressing influencers to post in those outfits and then attend the festival in those outfits. So I think brands are, particularly fashion brands, knowing that Coachella is all about the fits and the content nowadays, are using this as an opportunity to get, their name out there and really further add to their brand image of sending glamorous influencers. And, this is what the influencers are wearing. This is what the influencers are wearing to a top festival where they're going to be seen with a bunch of people. These are the clothes you should be buying.
It's totally fair.
Yeah,
I think that's smart.
I think it's very smart.
So from your personal perspective, as a concert goer, how do you do you think if you were to go to Coachella, have you ever been to Coachella?
No, I've not been to Coachella, but that is a dream.
So if you were to go to Coachella, would you be going there for the music or just
I would be going for the music, but I 100% would purchase a cute outfit.
Right.
She'd be posting her
days. I would be posting my pictures. But I also am someone that enjoys taking photos and dressing cute and doing the whole shebang.
You can't go to these days. You can't go to Coachella.
You can't even go.
And if you're going to Coachella and not trying to get a Coachella fit, you're just like it's
the
negative Nelly. Why are you? Just do it. It's the thing that you do.
The outfits, the look of it all, the social media aspect is a part of the experience.
You're not participating in Coachella.
Right. Part of the Coachella experience is the outfit and the content. But what I'm saying is that the other aspect, which is after you take the photos during the day and the headliners start to come on later in the day, the focus should then be on, okay, I've gotten my content, let's enjoy the music. But it's almost no.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get at here. I feel like that the increase of the content focus, as if I were a festival music concert goer and I wanted to experience something like that, then I would be annoyed as shit.
I think Coachella's
its own thing.
It's
now.
becoming more focused on. I feel like it's more focused on, centered around the younger audience in terms of late Gen Z, millennials that are kind of on the cusp type age demographic. More so our age range typically tends to be and again a couple of younger ones as well with the rise of influencers as we've seen during the pandemic. We've got a lot of TikTokers that went, Charli D'Amelio and all of those TikTokers, Dixie, everyone in that group, all those 17, 18-year-olds going to the festival.
So one of the major aspects of music festivals, I think historically, has been that they've been places that house innovation and people who are on the edges of music, trying to push music forward. You think about the original Woodstock. Mm-hmm. The original Woodstock, that was the cornerstone of the hippie movement, 1969, and one of the most important years in American history.
Right.
And that Woodstock being a really cultural pinnacle of the 20th century in America. Eventually, Woodstock is seen to have sold out, so the kind of people that go to Woodstock, that kind of essence is lost. So with Coachella, do you think that Coachella ever a place where that kind of innovation and spirit was happening? And do you think that it's still there, or it's gone because of
I would
the
argue
branding?
that it is there.
I would argue that it is there,
I think that
too.
whatever Woodstock started as, is not what we know it as today, but I think that's okay because it did allow for that like hippies era. Like we're going to look back at Coachella and be like, oh, those were the days when we were in our 20s and Coachella was a thing and Coachella brought on whatever the heck this style is called. It's not even boho anymore, but like bohemian style. But we're going to look back on it. I think this might be controversial or offensive to some Woodstock lovers, but I think we're going to look back at it like others look back at Woodstock.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like in its own way, it is a thing for innovation. Like we're innovating the way that we see influencers in fashion and music work together and how brands interact with that. Like it is an innovation in its own way.
Right.
You can like it or you cannot. Yeah. But I think it'd be unfair to say it isn't.
I agree. I fully agree. And I think in terms of like the brand events that are had, like that is innovative. Putting a bunch of content creators in one place with beautiful setup and beautiful food that they're there to photograph. Like you're making everything so beautiful that they are taking these pictures and people
event for them.
It's like a networking event for them. They're all chatting. They're all posting about it. They're all taking it from different angles. So people are watching multiple influencers content on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube of their Coachella experiences, and they're watching their friends and they're being linked to, oh, well, who sent them there? Oh, Revolve. They're taking a look at the Revolve website. They're finding the outfits that their favorite influencer wore and investing in those outfits for themselves for their next, festival or whatever else it may be. So I do think that this is a very innovative way of looking at influencers and using influencers to help brands really achieve their goals. And I think it's innovative for our time. I know that now that we're seeing it a lot more, but if we're looking at it from an external perspective, like that will be something that we're like, wow, like that was a time when like influencer events were it. And like companies and brands had to do this to be able to capture that content and fit in with what else was going on at Coachella. I honestly saw very few content creators post a single video of the music.
True.
But did I see their outfits from every angle? Most definitely. Yeah. Did I see what they were eating? Did I see who they were with?
I did. Influencers don't vlog it. I'd love to see that. But I get like, I don't know.
Yeah. There's also like boring. Apparently like not great cell service out there.
It's also like boring to like watch somebody else experience a concert. Right. I don't want to watch like a concert through a lens.
I'm definitely the person who posts like 8 million videos when I go to a concert.
When everybody goes to a concert and they go on Snapchat, like posting like 30 minutes of it, and you're like,
and everyone's just tapping through it. But I'm like, you know what? This is for me, and I'm saving this.
Then you hear like
this is for me, but I'm gonna put it on my story for everyone to see.
You hear a song like every 30 seconds of a song, like when you're going through it on a story, like.
I was literally just about to say that. That's
definitely been guilty of that.
And then you get a Snapchat ad, and then you're okay, finally over.
Yeah.
So, are you going to go to Coachella next year as a little graduation present to yourself?
I really, really want to go to Coachella. That would be a good grad gift to myself.
Yeah, avid concert goer, Like that'd probably be like your 80th by then.
Oh my God.
I'm so sad though. You're graduating.
I know. I am graduating. By the time this episode goes up, I will have already graduated.
The carrots, my Sarah, will be no more.
Oh, stop. I'm literally so sad. I can't even believe it. It's so nostalgic.
Going on to the other side.
I really just never saw this day coming. I can't even believe it. I feel like they always say as a freshman, like, oh my God, you have so much time. Like, graduation, and it feels so far out. But I swear it's the same thing as high school where I was like, oh, that's not me yet. Like, I'm not a senior. Like, I don't have to worry about that. So like, wait, this is about to be me. And it's so insane.
I'm so excited for you.
The distinction of freshman, sophomore, junior, senior doesn't even feel all that important to me anymore in college. Like,
it's all the same.
Yeah, it's all kind of the same. We're just kind
of like, when are you graduating?
Yeah. No, that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy.
What are you graduating with?
I am getting a Bachelor of Science in Public Relations. I also got a certificate through the CJC in International Communication, a minor in Business, and then I'm also pursuing a Master's through the Business School in Management.
Okay, girly. Nice. When do you plan to graduate with the master's?
At the end of the year, so December 2022.
Stacked.
Okay, so you're still going to be around.
I'll be here in the fall completing my master's.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Are you going to be at the agency?
I'll be in the business school, so I will.
Well, you won't.
Not.
No, you'll still be at the agency.
Take a walk over.
I'll be a full-time student, so like full-time. Like my course load is like packed to the brim.
Yeah. No agency whatsoever.
Most likely not.
I mean,
I'm saying my goodbyes now, so I'm not sad.
I mean, Ginny's she's doing, isn't she?
She is.
She's showing you up.
I mean, we'll see. I just don't want to make any commitments. I don't know how overwhelmed I'll be.
So your ghost will still be around.
My ghost will be around. I'll be fluttering around. I'll make my way over.
Our finance manager was literally saying that today. He was like, I'm gonna make, like, we were talking about Slack earlier. He was like, I'm gonna make a Slack automation for timesheets, and it's just gonna be the ghost of Daniel because he's leaving, and he always reminds us, do your timesheets.
Always.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. But what are you doing after graduation?
Yeah, so this summer I'm interning at Universal in Orlando as a corporate communications intern.
That is so freaking cool.
That should be fun. And a lot of the projects will be Halloween Horror Nights focused.
Oh my God.
A lot of the build out for that. So it should be exciting.
That is so exciting.
So planning for that starts in the summer. It starts pretty far out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they've already started planning out for it. If you think about it, I mean, it starts in September. So heavy on the summer, but they've already been doing a bunch of contractual stuff and planning and figuring out what they're doing. You know, really, it never ends is what they told me.
You're going to be part of planning an event that people will be scared shitless at.
Yes.
So you're going to be causing a lot of frightening emotions.
I love Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know about you guys.
I feel like if you live in Florida and you don't annually go to Halloween Horror Nights, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's part of the culture. Have you been?
Well, I'm typically at home, so I never go. I've never been.
Oh, it's such a good experience.
It's so fun. Oh my God, I just like whistle. What was that?
I'm not a big horror. I like playing horror video games every now and then, but a horror guy in general. I like the slasher, like really cheesy slasher movies where it's like, oh no, don't hide behind the chainsaws. Oh, you got chainsawed in half. How could that happen?
I mean, it's fun though. It's a good experience, especially when you're with a group of people.
I hate the people with the chainsaws.
It's funny though. That's what makes the experience.
I'm like running through. I'm like, no,
you'll just be walking and you just hear like,
Are you going to be on site?
I will be on site 2 days a week. It looks like it's going to be hybrid. So, but again, I do think that potentially they said in the fall, if there's need for help with anything in terms of actually being there for some of the events and stuff, that's an opportunity.
So how was your experience getting your internship? Because as I don't want to take away Sarah's thunder because she has a saying that she likes to say. How did you describe the market?
It's a buyer's market. You set it up. So now I have to explain. I heard Natalie say that when we were talking about internships. Natalie's one of our advisors the other day, and I was like, yeah, it is a buyer's market right now. You're right. It totally is. But I think we're in a totally different spot than we were 2 years ago for the 2020 graduates. There were no jobs for them. It was looking bleak. A lot of them went to get their master's or to grad school because they didn't want to go into the job market right now. And so they kind of felt forced, but it looks completely different right now. I have some stats for you because I did some research.
Research on off the top, what?
So employers plan to hire 26.6% more new graduates from the class of 2022 than they did from the class of 2021, according to NACE.
Wow.
So I think that's a huge leap.
Yeah.
I don't know what the leap is from 2020, but I assume it's bigger.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Definitely bigger. So, and also from the same report saying that almost 60% of responding employers have plans to increase hires this year. And last year it was only 16.5%. So it's crazy. They were letting go employees for COVID, letting go interns, but now they're looking. They want them back.
Oh yeah.
So have you been doing a lot of interviews?
Yeah, I mean, I applied for so many different positions. I had a whole Excel doc of a bunch of different internships. I knew I was looking for internships just because I'm not entering the job market right away and still do have to complete my master's in the fall. But I know that the case for many 2022 grads was, just applying. And I'm not going to lie, there were so many different companies to choose from, many realms to choose from, many agencies to choose from. As a whole, I think if you're the kind of person that doesn't really have your heart set on one thing and you're willing to diversify your search and really think about different roles that you could fulfill based on your experiences, based on what interests you, there really is a wide variety out there. And, it's good to see that the market's looking like this. And hopefully some of those 2020 grads that maybe weren't doing too hot 2 years ago in terms of finding those jobs are able to secure them now that so many companies are looking to hire, especially as remote opportunities become even more and more available within
it's so
many
crazy.
different branches.
So many things are hybrid.
So many.
Or so many companies aren't going back to how it was pre-pandemic. They're making it hybrid options. They're like, only come in 2 days a week just to make sure we see your face. You're still alive.
It's really shifted.
You're still doing your work. And we're also, because we've changed the way that we work and we do so much of our work online, we're realizing we don't need 5 days.
We don't. I love this 4-day work week.
I'm obsessed with the push to do a 4-day work week.
I agree.
Because a lot of companies have found that they have the same amount of productivity with 4 days than they did as 5. And I think it really helps with burnout. It helps you actually get shit done throughout the day because, you only have 4 days. You don't have 5. I mean, I don't do anything on Friday.
Yeah, Fridays.
I'm like, okay.
Fridays are definitely half days.
Let me type and move my mouse.
Right.
I'm like, I think going home.
I wonder how much of that is if you take out all the commute time that you have throughout the week.
That's true too.
If you take out all the commute time, because you're getting up earlier than when you have to get to work, and then you get home later. So if it's if say you have half an hour of commute time, then that's an hour a day. That's 5 hours.
Yeah.
That's 5. So that's more. That's over half a normal work day. So you're saving a lot of time there from your own personal life from commuting if you're just doing hybrid or just working from home entirely. So I wonder how the kind of math turns out there with the whole. I like the whole engineering. I love really nitpicking my schedule. Really taking things to a T, and okay, I'm gonna do this.
All right, I'm already gonna be there that day, so that means I have to do this.
Yeah.
It never fully works out. I'm Cuban, so I'm running on Cuban. I'm running on Cuban time on a lot of things, so I have to. So it rarely ever works out perfectly.
They're my biggest pet peeve when people are late.
I think it depends on how late.
Oh yeah,
Fashionably late,
if you're
minutes,
a consistently late person,
no.
No.
You gotta.
If I have to lie to you,
I have to plan for being 10 minutes.
But I get anxiety if I'm not a little bit early to everything because I get FOMO so bad. I'm I can't miss. I'm like, oh no, what if I miss?
What if I miss something funny?
What if I miss? I want to hear what they said the whole time, and yeah.
It's funny. It's funny you talk about the 4-day work week because I feel like my working habits. I do work every day of the week.
Really?
Well, I think that's the working
Fridays tend to be
of
my
a college
slack.
student. You have
college student
full-time classes. Right. You're doing internships to gain experience, which can feel like a part-time or more of a job.
Oh, for sure.
And then a lot of students have to work a job that is actually paying them money. If the internships are not paid, they need to pay tuition and pay for rent. They still have to go to work. And then outside of your class time, you still have more work to do for your classes. So you have to work on the weekends.
On that note, students at home, don't take internships that don't pay. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think majority.
Pay your interns.
Yeah, pay your interns. Yeah. I wouldn't go as far as to say don't take them because if someone really wants the experience,
sometimes it's a really, really good experience.
Yeah, if it's a great experience, if it's my dream company, if it's an internship that I know I'll learn from and that will set me up for success, and you don't want to pay me, fine.
But if you're a company, you didn't.
But if you're a company, you didn't hear that, and we need.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Now stick it to these corporations. Are you kidding me? At least at the business school, the majority of internships that I've come across are paid. And
there's it definitely varies by industry because I know a lot of people in different industries I have a friend at NYU doing public policy and journalism. She can't find a single internship that pays.
Saturated market over there, though.
Well, it's just certain industries, they're not going to pay you.
Right. Because they know you need it.
It makes sense, though, that something in New York would not pay.
Less lucrative industry.
Yeah, but then again, think about it. It's New York. Yeah, shouldn't they be paying?
But there's a lot of people in New York.
Expensive cost of living is, though?
I know. That's
not feasible.
They should pay. Right. And free labor should not be a thing. I think everybody can agree with that, right?
I mean, it's
not everyone agrees because, those LinkedIn Celebrate if you agree with this.
Yeah,
like if you agree with this.
You'd be surprised at how many
people are saying that internships should not be paid. And I think that's a generational difference too. There's a lot of
I wonder what positions are in
the older generations. Oh my God, you're so old. They really have that mindset of you need to work your way up and you need to pay your dues. So we have just a completely different mindset than them. So I can understand that. It's a generational difference, really, but it's 2022. Gen Z.
I understand it in some cases.
Market. Pay your interns.
I think it depends. I think in the case of like a nonprofit, it's maybe more feasible to understand where some of the finances might not align. But when it tends to be the bigger companies do tend to pay. But in the rare case that you see a company that could definitely pay their intern minimum wage and they're not, it's like, come on.
Sure, it's going to depend on if you want to intern at a startup, then most likely you're not going to be paid. But
a lot are now, especially if they're younger startups, like not younger startups, but like younger people running the startup,
right?
Because they were just in that boat. They're not going to hire people to do work, especially for startups.
It's tough to work for free when you know you can work for money.
Are doing a lot of work. They're not even interns; they're basically employees. Also, why are we hiring people as interns, not paying them, and then giving them the same work that you would give an employee? Like, if you're not paying me, you better be teaching me something.
Right.
That's exactly. Yeah, I think people. I'm just reminding. Don't hold yourself at more value. Like, don't sell yourself short.
Yeah,
especially since we were just talking about how it's definitely a buyer's market. Like people are looking to get workers. People are looking to get experience. So if you're looking, the principal thing of an internship, yes, get experience. I'm interning at EA, over the summer, which
so cool. Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. Working in video games is a huge dream of mine, and I'm going to love being at EA. But the thing is, would I do it for free? Yeah. Because you
agree with her.
But in this market where I can find another video game internship that will pay me,
right?
Then I will. Like if somebody else at the agency is interning at Take-Two, which is another video game publisher, another major video game publisher. I think her name is Taylor Adams. Shout out Taylor Adams.
Taylor Adams.
I think it's Taylor Jordan.
Taylor Jordan.
Sorry, Taylor.
Taylor Jordan.
Yeah, Taylor.
So Taylor Jordan interning at Take-Two Interactive, another major video game publisher. I know they're paying, so I never found that internship. But if I was,
to be clear, EA is paying, right?
EA is paying.
Okay.
Oh, EA is paying, baby. Okay. Yes. Oh yeah, they're paying.
Okay.
I love what they're paying. Very very satisfied. If it was between the two, then I would go with the one that would pay because.
Well, yeah, I think if you had options, but let's say you didn't. Let's say you didn't. Like say you had an internship that was paying. But what if you didn't get it for that? Not everybody is lucky enough. It is a buyer's market, but let's say you have a not so great internship, but they're paying you, and then a really great one that's not paying you. What would you take?
I think it depends on the person. I think it depends on the company. I think it depends on how much value you're getting out of that.
I think for me, it's okay, how much is in my bank account? Can I still pay rent? Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely
it's really comes down
to if it's worth the experience, I'll take unpaid.
But in the story,
I try to block out anything that's unpaid, especially at this stage of my life as I'm graduating. I'm going to have a degree.
You know what you're worth. You know what you're worth.
There's no way I will work
paid
for free.
Yeah, people are getting paid.
At this stage of my life when I have a degree very soon. Yeah. No way.
End of story. Pay your fucking interns. Thank you.
If you have choices and you're seeing other people getting paid, then, just value yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's a good. I think
know what's best for you. I think know what your value is.
An inspiration, motivation. Podcast. Value yourself.
Off the top is part motivation.
Know your worth.
Let's go.
Know what you want. Know what you value.
Step up. Nobody's going to be your biggest advocate but you. One of the things, Sarah, that you wrote here on this great doc that we have for planning was the prospects during the pandemic. You said that you had a lot of different opportunities laid out across from you. Like, do you... How was that? Do you think that's impacted by the pandemic at all? And I mean, you can jump into this too, Sarah. Do you have an internship lined up, or is there something coming up?
I'm between two. I have 2 interviews tomorrow.
Oh.
So it's my last interview with both of them. Also, I'm really confused about some of these. It's a buyer's market, and in these interviews, I've really noticed that they're basically not really pushing me with the questions. They're basically more so telling me what I'm going to be doing.
Interesting.
And I'm like,
Interesting.
okay, so do you want me to prove myself in this interview or just be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do if I work for you? And it's so weird because that's how it is in the interview. And I've had multiple interviews with both of them. And I'm like, why is this process taking so long when you're not really testing me? Really?
Right.
Like, it's just very odd all around.
Very interesting.
But yeah, I'm pretty confident that I'll be in NYC this summer. So
Amazing.
Exciting.
A dream.
exciting.
Right.
Man.
In terms of prospects, like you were mentioning before, I wouldn't say it's that I had all these options. I just had options to apply for. Now, did I hear back from half of them? Absolutely not. Did I hear back from 75% of them? Absolutely not. I'd say I probably heard back from 25%. And that's the most frustrating part is I feel like so many of us are experiencing this as we're applying for internships. Companies just straight up not responding to you
Yeah,
and
it's
just
just
leaving
rude.
you hanging rather than being like, listen, we moved forward with other candidates and you are no longer being selected for this role. The funniest thing is when you go on LinkedIn and you see someone else get the position that you applied for, and then you get an email like a month later from the company saying that you didn't get it, and you're like, wait, I already knew I didn't get it because I saw who did. So I think companies, like nowadays, I've experienced this a lot, and this might be a personal thing, but I just think that companies should be more actively thinking about those of us that are applying for things and waiting on things, especially if it's a company that I really want or that I've dreamed of. Don't leave me hanging. Just let me know. Just tell me that I am not selected so I can move forward with my search instead of holding on to that little bit of hope that, you know, maybe they will want me or maybe they're waiting to get back to me even though it's been 2 months, you know?
We can take some hiring hints from our hiring coordinator.
Yeah, you heard it here first from me.
We're stars at hiring. We know
what to
We've
do.
got all the Monday automations.
Oh my God.
Monday.com. We know what
yeah.
we're doing. Obviously,
Give us
we're
feedback.
experts.
Give us feedback. Let us
Yeah.
know where we're at.
We'll add that to our services. Hiring consultants.
Yeah. You heard it here first. New position.
Okay, don't tell Mark we're adding services.
Kara's going to be hosting a Munch and Learn for all you HR representatives. She will tell you all.
And again, I know it's a lot, especially a lot of these big companies that I've been applying for. It's just like they're getting thousands of applications per week. And I understand that. Then hire an intern to help you filter through them and send out the emails. I'll do it.
Ooh.
I'll do it.
That is how you sell yourself,
I'll do it.
ladies and gentlemen. That is how you sell yourself.
I'll do it.
That's how you do that.
Let that be my role.
Let them know what it is that they're deficient in, and then explain. Oh yeah, this is the value. Yeah, you have this need.
Interesting that
I am that need.
you're having challenges with that right now because on my resume.
Did you know I'm hiring coordinator?
Actually an expert.
Anything you want to leave the audience with as we close out?
Love yourself.
Love
Accept yourself.
Trust in your abilities, trust in the process. I think, again, as we talked about graduation and the job market, regardless of where you are in life, know your worth, know that the right thing will come. I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And when it's your time, it'll be your time. And it might be easy to compare yourself to everyone else around you, to be on LinkedIn comparing yourself, being like, why are they getting this? I'm not getting this. I'm not doing enough. It'll come. And I faced that all throughout my college career, comparing myself on social media, more specifically on LinkedIn, in terms of seeing other people get those dream company jobs and internships that I really so badly wanted. Your time will come. You'll end up where you're meant to be, and just trust that. Really do.
I think it's just a really exciting time to be in college and to be graduating.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's looking a lot better. There's hope.
Yeah. A lot of hope.
We love that. Go out and get those experiences.
Yeah, get those experiences, go after what you want, and don't doubt yourself.
Do you have any social media, Sarah, that you would want people to connect with you? Are you active?
Let me live my influencer dreams. Follow me on Instagram at Sarah R. Main. And that's Sarah with an H.
Yeah. And you can follow me on Instagram as well, living out, again, the influencer life, at Kara Guillaume. So it's KaraGuillaume, just my name.
If you ever misspell her name, we're coming after you.
So our battery for the camera just died.
That is our cue.
We're ending it out. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, we'll cut from, what were you just talking about? Oh, pronouncing your name.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so thanks guys. Reminding everybody that you can follow us, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn.
We've got it all.
This podcast every other Friday on all your podcast services. Watch the video, give the likes, do all that. We appreciate
Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
We appreciate you. All right.
Have a good one.
Till next time. See ya.